Hey there, I'm Sully and welcome to the Gun Club. Alrighty folks, in this video we're going to get into a little bit of deep philosophical talk. Well, not too deep, but yeah, maybe a little bit. But it's something that I think makes a lot of sense, especially for those of us in the firearms community. And hopefully it's something we can all sort of try to internalize from, maybe learn from just a little bit, maybe make our lives and our approach to some of the stuff we hear out there a little bit easier for us. Hanlon's razor. I don't know whether you've heard of it or you're familiar with it. First of all, I can tell you what it's not. It's not a really cool, new short-barreled rifle platform, and it's not some new concealed carry pistol. It's not even some new cell phone design or anything like that. It's actually a philosophical concept. And the philosophical concept is pretty much summarized as never attribute to malice that which can adequately be explained by ignorance. Now, I'm not really a fan of the term ignorance in there because I hate to call people ignorant or stupid or anything like that. But let's take it another level. Let's say never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by they just don't understand. And so if we talk about someone who just doesn't understand something, what we're trying to get to here is maybe someone just doesn't realize your side or your view of things. And we shouldn't always attribute that to being malice or being mean or them not liking us or trying to be difficult. Maybe their understanding of things is different than ours. And we can also look at this a lot of times, again, far outside the firearms community, to areas in everyday life. Think about this. You work Friday nights, you get home pretty late, sometimes well after 2, 3 o'clock. You're working a lot of overtime. You fall into bed exhausted at 4 in the morning after a hot shower, and all you want to do is sleep in Saturday morning. Your neighbor, on the other hand, is trying to get his lawn cut. And so he's out there with a lawnmower and a weed eater and a leaf blower at 8 in the morning. Now, he is not cutting his lawn at that time of the day to spite you or to wake you up or to ruin your blissful sleep. And he's not trying to do anything to be mean. He may not even know what your schedule is or how late you got home or the fact that you're desperately trying to get a few hours sleep before you start your day Saturday. So we shouldn't say that the neighbor's being mean. We shouldn't get upset or be mad at him or her. We should sort of sit there and say, wait a minute. Maybe they don't understand. They don't know this. Maybe if we talk about it as reasonable adults and we say, look, I understand you want to cut your lawn before it gets too hot. I totally get that. But you know what? Sometimes it just kills me because I'm getting home at like 4 o'clock in the morning and I'm barely getting to bed. And sure enough, 3, 4 hours later, you're out there with a weed eater and a leaf blower and it wakes me up. And we can come to some common grounds and some, thought process between us that will work for both parties. Or you can sit there and say, well, that stupid, no good SOB out there with that leaf. It's not going to help. And if we attribute it to malice, then all of a sudden we start attributing that he's a bad person. Not just that he's doing something bad, which may be out of total ignorance or not understanding the facts. Another one, think about this. You get a call at home from work about some urgent issue, and hey, your cell phone goes off. The thing is, you just put your infant son to bed. You were in there, and your phone went off and woke him up. And you've been having trouble getting him to bed, and now he's awake, and oh man, this is going to be a mess. The person calling you didn't have any clue that you had just put your kid to bed. They may not even know that your child's having that much trouble getting to sleep at night. They may have no idea. If we talk about it rationally and say, look, do me a favor. After about such and such time at night, just text me first before you call so I can make sure that my phone's not in my pocket in the same room or the phone doesn't wake up the baby. Because honestly, if the phone wakes up the baby, it takes me another hour or more to get them back to sleep and I've got a screaming child on my hands. If we approach it rationally, find a middle ground, we can get through this, and we can do it much more productively. So again, Hanlon's razor. Don't attribute someone's ideas to malice, that which can be explained by ignorance. So now how do we bring this back to the firearms world? Well, we hear a lot of things in the firearms world from different people about guns and about gun laws. Many times these things are coming from people who are very well intentioned, but very poorly or ill informed. They're ignorant of the rules. They're ignorant of the facts. They don't know. Sometimes it's because they have no information or no knowledge about it. Take, for example, someone who has heard all sorts of awful stuff about AR-15s, about how they're machine guns and weapons of war and automatic assault rifles that'll mow down a schoolyard full of nuns in 13.2 seconds, shooting 1,000 rounds of uranium-tipped bullets. I mean, folks, it gets kind of crazy. They hear some of this stuff from politicians. They hear some of this stuff from the media. They hear some of this stuff from anti-gun groups. A lot of it goes very unchallenged, and a lot of it, as we know, in the firearms community is very wrong. People having CWP permits or constitutional carry doesn't turn the country into the Wild West. You can go to the states that have passed constitutional carry. It hasn't turned everything into the Wild West. We're not having shootouts at noon on Main Street. So we can sort of come back to facts and statistics. But when someone says something like that, a lot of times our immediate response is to get defensive, to be upset. Possibly the same way we'd be upset at our neighbor out there mowing the lawn. Man, I can't believe he's doing that at this time on a Saturday morning. Doesn't he know people want to sleep in? He doesn't understand. He's trying to cut his grass before it gets too hot outside. Maybe he's going fishing with his kids or got to go to his son's Little League game later on in the morning. He's trying to get some chores done. He doesn't know. A lot of these people, they don't know. They don't understand, and they're very, very poorly informed. Again, now in some parts, I will say, some members of the media like to go out and lie about guns. They like to make things sound worse than they are. They like to make things sound more dangerous than they are. The only way we can overcome that is if instead of coming back and being offended, if we come back and reply with facts and information and knowledge. So instead of getting offended, we become educators. We let them know, say, well, time out. I don't know where you heard all this stuff, say, for example, about the AR-15. Don't know where you heard it, where you're getting it. Have you ever fired an AR-15? Would you like to? If you've got one, that they can go out to the range with you and you can teach them about it. Because nobody who's ever fired an AR-15 and is familiar with it and has manipulated it and seen it and understands how it works, what it does, how easy it is to clean, how easy it is to shoot. No one's going to have that big bad view of it. So instead of getting offended by all their insane claims, let's educate them. Let's go out there and say, you know what? It's not that big bad gun that everyone makes it out to be on TV. Has the media been lying to you? Some members of the media, they do lie. Hate to break it to you. And I'm not condemning all the media because I've got some contacts and colleagues in the media who are very responsible about what they say. But we also know there are some out there that will lie. Imagine that. In some cases, the misinformation that these people are hearing is willfully promulgated by people who should know better. Then, look, they're being misinformed. They're ill-informed. But if we can go through and we can educate, again, instead of becoming offensive, instead of trying to understand where they're coming from, so where are you getting this? Like I said, I've shot an AR or two in my life, and I can honestly say that we've taken people out to the range who have never shot a gun in their life. And by the time they're done, they think it's fun to shoot and want to shoot it some more. Guess what? Instead of escalating, we educate. As firearms owners and firearms enthusiasts, the more we can educate the public, the more we can actually overcome some of the bad information out there. We need to become good ambassadors for firearms. Instead of, going out and saying, oh, well, it's my right, it's my right. Yes, I understand it is our right. But trying to defend our right, it's a lot easier to say, look, here's the facts. I want you to base your opinion not on it's my right and I say this and I'm going to have what I want. I want you to teach them to base their opinion on this is that gun that you thought was so awful, and it's not that awful. Now, you'll never win everybody over, and I don't think you even want to try. But if you hear from somebody a bunch of anti-gun stuff that you know to be false, that you know to be completely unfounded, ungrounded, insane garbage. For example, like every AR-15 is a machine gun looking for a schoolyard full of kids, or whatever the case may be. The fact that, oh, every active shooter in this country uses AR-15s. Yeah, wrong. You can go back and look at my crime statistics. Wrong. But let's go out, let's educate, let's be good ambassadors for the firearms community. Let's get our neighbors and friends who may or may not know anything about guns. I mean, if you're watching this video, hey, if you're a gun guy or girl, more power to you. Get more people on our team. And we're going to get more people to our team with honey than we do with vinegar. Took me about 40 years to learn that. My mother tried to preach that to me for a long time. Instead of fighting back, try to educate someone. Let them see it from your side. Teach, explain. If we can get them on our side, that's going to be one more person that when the media starts talking about how crazy ARs are, or how, again, constitutional carry or concealed carry permits make the world more dangerous, say, no, they don't. Hey, I got some videos on this channel you might even be able to share with them. And they can look at real FBI crime statistics to see what really goes on in the world. Because when they know the facts, and they know the truth, that we can take Hanlon's razor out here, and we can eliminate some of that, again, ignorance, stupidity, ill-informed, poorly informed, misinformed, whatever you want to say. Let's get rid of some of that. And let's get people on our side. The more firearms lovers we have out there, the better off we're going to be in the long term. And even if they're not firearms lovers and firearms enthusiasts and want to go out and buy 5 ARs for their family, hey, fine. At least they know when they listen to the media about firearms that they're lying to them, and they'll see right through them. Alrighty, well, that's all I've got for this one. Hope you liked it. It's a little change of pace. Like I said, Hanlon's razor. We shall never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by ignorance. And a lot of people are just, again, I don't want to say ignorant, but they're ill-informed. They may not have grown up in a household with firearms. They may have been raised by parents who were absolutely scared to death of guns, and that fear has been handed down over years. Can we break that cycle? Can we teach them about personal safety, target shooting, maybe even hunting? Who knows? What do you do? What do you use your firearms for? Again, instead of being offended and escalating, educate. Invite them to join you. Take them for a trip to the range. You never know. You may convert a few people. And you'll probably convert more by educating. Alrighty, well, like I said, that's about all I've got. I definitely know that I'm in the mood for a good cup of coffee, however. So on that note, I'm going to bid you all adieu. You have a wonderful day. If you want to get more information on this or our classes or any of our videos, please, by all means, feel free to check out our locals page. And if you need a really good cup of coffee, check out Coffee Brand Coffee. We have a promo code VALORSDS. You get 5% off your orders. Save you a little bit of money. And like I said, definitely some great coffee. I'm very partial to cold brew, as you can see in the picture there. Alrighty. Well, thank you very much, and hope you have a wonderful day.